Okay, in addition to our index HTML and our Tic Tac Toes JS, we're going to make a new document called Tic Tac Toes dot CSS. All right, so we have a Tic Tac Toes dot CSS, and what this file is going to do is going to draw all our stylings for our table that we made in our HTML document. So what we're going to do is just open this with Visual Studio Code again. And now we're in our Tic Tac Toes .css. All right, so now we have a table. We have a table, and to access that table, we just type in table, and then we do curly brackets. Okay, same thing if we want to access the body, curly brackets. All right, so let's just talk about the font. You can have the font anything, so I'm just going to go font family. And good thing about Visual Studio Code is it tells you all the parameters of CSS because it notices the file here and tells you the capability. So I'm just going to do family. So they give me a whole list. Maybe I'll just click this one, see what happens. I'll choose one. So I'll choose this one, and I'm going to close it with a semicolon. And now I'm just going to copy and paste some code that I got that should make our board visible. So I'm going to walk through and explain this. So we have TD. So these are the TD rows. What's going to happen is we have a padding. So inside the cell, there's a padding inside the box, and this gives it the space, some white space in between the box. So it's the padding. So we have 1 EM, which is a measurement. You know, if you go through one of the CSS courses, you'll know the different types of sizes. So we have EM, pixel. So this is the measurement. We're using EM. All right. So there's two properties in here, left and right, top and bottom. And then for our text, we're going to align it in the center. So it's going to be smack dab in the middle. And then our borders, the actual lines, we're going to have 1 pixel. That's going to be solid black. All right. So you can do whatever you want. You can change this to black, to red, to fuchsia. I don't care. Anything on the RGB scale is going to work. And you can see here's the RGB scale. You could change it as you want. Lastly, the table, we have it as collapse. So you can have it in any order you want. You can have table up here and TD at the bottom, doesn't matter. So now we should be able to see this in our game. All right, so we have our table set. We have our boxes set on HTML, and we have our function set. So let's just try to give this game a whirl. So I'm going to click on index HTML and I'll launch it. And there we have it. Our grid. So what we wrote in our CSS file made these lines, and right now they're collapsed. But if I click on it, you can see it gets bigger. And so basically there's the 1 EM, 1.5 EM, set the padding, which is the white space, and then text align is center. So we have our X. And every time I click the box, it runs the onClick function. Play this. Now let's test the rest of these boxes. So I have an X. And now this should be O because of our if statement. So if next player is true or false, it should convert to O. So next player should be false. And there it is. Now, so just make that more visual so you can see how this bang operator works. We're going to console log next player. All right, so we console log next player. That's code for later. We're going to console log next player. And now we'll refresh, and then we're going to inspect the page. So I'm using Google Chrome, and then we're inspect. And now in the console, you should see if next player is true. So we can also just go ahead and find out what next player is. So we can type in next player, and it says true. So next player is set on true. Now I'm going to click this box. Give some space here. Bam. And now console log false. So now the next player is set to false. When I hit this next box, it says, oh, because it was set to false. False. My turn, your turn. My turn, your turn. So that's what the bang operator does. Now, problem is, if I click this X again, it will change to O. That's not good. If I check this O, it'll change to X. So we're going to address that in the next coming video.